Hey, Zach, Paul McGuire Grimes, ABC, Minneapolis. Zach, it is really great talking to you today. This movie was so incredible, and I love that you're talking about these topics. So thank you for the time today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, I read that you had a recovery specialist on set, and I'm curious, what did you take away from those conversations regarding the stigma around opioids and alcoholism?
Well, I just wanted to make sure we got it right. When I was writing the film, I had a few people I know who are in recovery and very involved in AA, and I would text them and ask them questions and saying, is it this or this, and just get clarification because I did not want to mess any of that up. And then, of course, when we were on set, we had a recovery specialist in any scene that was related to recovery, just again to make sure, like, would that really be on the wall? Is this really what the experience would be like? Just to I think this. I intended the film to honor the community and the power of recovery, and I just wanted to make sure we nailed it. And also, Florence met with a woman who had gone through not only opioid addiction but opioid withdrawal, so she could really coach her on how to get it right.
Absolutely. I think that that withdrawal piece is something that we don't talk about a lot. We don't talk about it enough in general, but that piece specifically. This is your, and she, Florence, is so, everyone in this movie is so great. Like you wrote and they're acted like in a way that all these characters felt so real. And like, I
Thank
know
you.
that person. I know that. Yeah, it was great. Now, this is your second time working with Morgan Freeman, who is literally one of our greats. How does he then up your game as a director?
Well, he challenges me. We're friends, but he's no pushover. He's Morgan Freeman, so you have to. I would have to give myself pep talks in the mirror in the morning because I can't be. I was like, you got to be tough. You got to get what you want because if you're first of all, I would say I've worked with a few older legends, and
Yeah.
they want to be directed. They don't want you to be an intimidated wallflower. Every actor wants a leader because it's very vulnerable to put yourself out there in front of a camera. They want someone who's going to say, what is your vision, what do you want? And so Morgan and I really, it was great to have had the experience of going in Style, which was a comedy, because we got close. We knew how each other liked to work. He trusted me. And that allowed me to push him a bit and get this incredible performance out of Morgan, the likes of which I don't think we've seen in some time.
I literally thought that like we haven't seen Morgan in a role like this in so long, and it felt really refreshing to see him in this type of vulnerable
Yeah, and I
place.
think that had to do with me having a relationship with him because we had this previous experience, he really trusted me to push him.
Yeah. I think so many people associate you with comedy, rightfully so. Do you have a philosophy or a mantra in balancing in that connection between comedy and drama, whether it's in life or in your work?
Well, in the work, I think you just want to make sure. For I just you got to make a movie that you would want to see, right? That's I think the most important. And the kind of movie I like to see, I love drama, I love emotion, I love a heartbreaking love story, but you can't sustain a note for too long. Just like music, if you're holding a loud note too long, the audience zones out. So you
Yeah.
have to have a release. You have to have, or you have to orchestrate in these release beats that are funny. To me, that's my taste. And
Yeah.
so that happens in the writing, and it happens in production, and then it's really refined in when you're editing it because you might have a really funny joke and go, should we cut it for time or something? And you go, no, 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 we need that here because look what's just happened. The audience is going to be dying for a release moment. That has to stay. So it is definitely all crafted in all stages of production.
Oh my God, I love that. And I love that you just talked about editing too, because that's so often, I think, undervalued and underrealized, amongst a lot of that timing. I got the wrap. Zach, great talking to you today. And I
Thank
really got a lot out of this movie. I hope audiences do too. So thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Paul McGuire Grimes, ABC, Minneapolis, Florence. It is really great talking today. You are so incredible in this movie, and I just learned a lot. So thank you for the time today.
Thank you. It's lovely to meet you. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. You got lots of
Now,
movies behind you.
thank you. They're all very real too. I have Little Women over there too. So
You
you're so
do?
good. Yes, of course. Now, you had a lot of input on the writing of Allison and this character. What was it about her or even Zach's work that allowed you that kind of comfortability to bring your voice to it?
Well, I mean, it's Zach wrote it for me and with me in mind, and to direct me. I've never been in this position before, but it meant that we cut so many corners. I had someone that knew me so well, knew what I could do, knew my body of work, knew how hard he can push and pull, and I think from that it just meant that I had such a deeper understanding of who Alison was, and then also, you know, he allowed me to breathe some life into her as well. And anything that didn't feel right, anything that felt like I needed to push myself harder, he was very collaborative and very, I mean, he allowed me to do so. So it's when you get that and you have that much space and trust and free reign, there's nothing holding you back, and there shouldn't be, and there wasn't. So it made the whole experience quite, I mean, it's not an easy role to play, but because I had that freedom and because I had that trust and we were making it and we were in lockstep, it made the whole thing so much easier.
Absolutely. And it shows. I mean, what I love about your work in this or a lot of your movies is just how present and honest you are with wherever the character is at any given point in the story. And I read that you had a recovery specialist on set and that you worked with one specifically. What did you learn about the stigma around opioids and addiction and alcoholism?
Yeah. So, I mean, we couldn't have made this movie without all of us, both of us, really studying it and understanding it. I mean, obviously, Zach, when he was writing the script, was studying it really deeply just to make sure that he got everything right and to make sure that everything was correct. I'm sure there have been many times in movie history where it's just wrong and it's deeply insulting to the people that do it, and that's their profession or that's the thing that they've gone through. So it was really important that we got it right and studied it. For me, I think the way that I came into it is I'm a very physical actor. Like, I have to know what's going on in my body. And I have to know how my posture will be, and I have to know what's going on in my head. And so it was just really important for me to understand the physicalities of it, the physicalities of what it feels like, how much it hurts. And it really, really does hurt. You know, I didn't quite realize just how much pain your body is in, and the only thing that can fix it is that one thing. And it doesn't seem that difficult or hard. It's like all that you need to fix all your pains is this one thing, and then they'll go away. And so yeah, I did lots of research, and it's so important because every time we see Alison, she's on a completely different high or low to her recovery. You know, it doesn't go in one direction. It's in so many different peaks and troughs, and just the physicality of the shaking and the pain and the trying to focus, but you know, all of it is so important to understand and to put out there on the screen.
Absolutely, and you feel it too, which I really appreciated. I got the rap, Florence. I wish I could keep talking to you. Oppenheimer, Dune, like you're gonna have a killer year, and I am so excited about both of those. Like, it's insane. So I'm just
bless. Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you.
Paul.
Hey, Molly, Paul McGuire Grimes, ABC Minneapolis. Molly, it is such an honor getting to talk to you today. You are not hysterical, but the movie overall in general is really wonderful. So thank you for the time today.
Thank you so much. Oh, good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Zach did a really great job with this topic. Now, one of the things I've loved about your post Saturday Night Live career is you've done everything between comedy to drama and everything in that kind of line and that spectrum. Do you have a philosophy or a mantra in that relationship, whether it's in your own life or in your work?
Not really. I just feel very grateful to Mike White because he was the first person after post SNL that we became friends. He cast me in this TV show that he did called Cracking Up, and then that show ended up getting canceled. But Mike then offered me this movie, Year of the Dog, that he wrote, and he really believed I could do drama. So I really credit Mike to, she can do drama, because sometimes you can get put in a box and they think you can just do that. So thank God for my friend Mike White, who really
you've done so much with him. Yeah, I mean, your little arc on White Lotus was fantastic and juicy.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think of them, but I would think of them similar. Like, I still treat a funny scene, I approach it like a dramatic actress. So drama and comedy are close together for me. And this movie, A Good Person, really strikes that balance. I think it has both. Zach Braff, our director, did such a good job of really lightening the mood when it gets too heavy, I think.
Absolutely. And I think because of it, all of your characters feel very real. You know, they
Oh,
didn't feel like an archetype or too dramatic. I was
no.
like, I know these people. Yeah,
Oh, good.
absolutely. I read that there was a recovery specialist on set. Did you have a chance to get to talk to them? And what did you take away from those conversations?
I didn't talk to that person. No, I did not. But my husband and I watch a lot of episodes of Intervention. We love that show, and it's Candy Finnegan. Yeah, it's so good. We love the Candy Finnegan, those people that come in and help the families, because a lot of times it's addiction with the codependence, and it's really interesting. And just in general, I think I'm very interested in that topic. I read a lot about it, so I feel like I was very prepared. I kind of familiar with that world. If I wasn't an actress, I would be studying like psychology, and so I naturally read about that stuff because I'm so interested in it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's so helpful to understand. I'm curious, what advice do you have for the moms out there watching this movie that are in your shoes, in your character shoes, that are maybe dealing with a child that has addiction? What advice would you have for them?
I guess maybe I would say the advice that I would have for them is that there can be ambivalence about probably quitting. Like, I think it's hard for the parents because you have to say, well, maybe you don't, that's part of the process. I think it's not this like black or white thing. And that I think that if the people, that there probably isn't just this one way, that it could be a process, and so this mother has a process in dealing with her loved one. She tries tough love. Then she's like, that doesn't work. She's like, okay, here's the pills. I don't want her to die. You really sympathize with her struggle and what some people go through who have kids who are children who have this. You feel such compassion. But I think it's I think it's really realizing that there can be ambivalence, that the people might not want to use. And I think there's obviously something they're getting from the drugs or whatever they're abusing that's positive. Like maybe it like lightens the load, or so you have to understand the complexity. It's like I think therapists would say if they're trying to get a client to quit something, to quit smoking pot or to quit drinking, that you have to do a two-sided reflection, which is, well, what do you like about that? Oh, I see, you like that. It makes you relax. You feel like you're more fun. And what? Oh, I see. And then if they mention a negative consequence, you would mirror that. Oh, wow. So yeah, it makes your lungs feel, but you can't just tell somebody, smoking is bad for your lungs, because it only makes the addict feel, or the person using the substance feel more ashamed, and then they might want to use it more. So it's just so complicated, I think, for anybody struggling with a loved one who's suffering from that.
Molly, I got the wrap. I wish I could keep talking to you. I was quoting Sally O'Malley just the other day. So thank you for the time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You were? I love that.
Yes, on a radio show I was on. Yes.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
And now I'm way older than that age, so I'm like, I don't even know if I can do that character anymore.
I think she's eternally 50. So there you
do?
go.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Take care. Have a good day. Thank you.